Hey folks, how you doing? I have a funny story for you today. It happened last Friday, and finally got the time to tell you about it. It involves me, my knives, and NYPD. I know it sounds scary, right? So we go to the work Friday morning. And my colleague is driving the company truck, and on the you know ramp to the highway, he goes like regular speed. I think, what is it, like the limit is I think 35. He goes about 35, 40. And of course in New York you get some douche honking on you from behind, in a rush. So what you do, if you if you little not nerve wrack, but if you're a little nervous like my colleague, and of course you slow down a little bit, right? Just to piss him off. So he slows down a little bit, not like ridiculously slow down, just a little bit, like literally like to maybe 30 miles an hour. So he slows down, we get to the highway, and couple hundred feet after, the gap between us and the truck in front of us creates, and the guy, of course, pulls in front of us, and there comes the first exit, like after the entrance where we got in, here comes the first exit. And the guy starts going, like back and forth, like he kind of starts to go in front of us to the left because we want to pass him. And so then my partner decides to go like kind of towards the exit. So he, of course, like trying to block us, like ridiculous, no? So they go back and forth like this, and like right before the exit, already at the like behind the full line and everything, he pulls in. And my partner pulls in too, because there were already cars passing on the highway. So he also like goes to the exit, but the guy stops right there, right in the middle of the streets, walk out, and we go like, oh yeah, what now? What, he's gonna fight or what? He walks out, and there is a lady walking out too. And first thing you see, he's pulling out the badge, detective undercover. So he goes to my partner and he goes, "You didn't see the line when you want to get to the accident or what?" Like, he was a little douche, the whole accident was a little douche, like two douches going back and forth, my partner and the cop. So of course he like asked for the registration and stuff. And my partner, he's an older guy. His brother is a cop in also in NYPD, and he shows him the PBA card and just asks, like, he was just nice about it, like he just asked for the courtesy. And I gotta say that I agree that, hey, if I pull somebody over on a cop, and the guy first thing what says is, "Can I get a courtesy because my family is in the force?" I find it suspicious myself. I don't know. I know cops look at it a little differently. I mean, they have kind of like kind of respect thing between each other, but I'm not a fan of it. I mean, nobody should have advantages. If you're a cop or if you're a relative of a cop, you should go example. That's my opinion. So I guess because of he asked for the courtesy, they started going like even stronger for him. And there was actually another cop car behind us, undercover too. Apparently they were going somewhere, two detective cars, and they pull him out. They actually also take me out, but like very nicely. There was the cop who was talking to the colleague was a white guy, and the guy who talked to me was a big black guy, and very nice though. Like he asked me to go out. He was talking to me like, where we going and stuff like that. Told him we're going to a job and we're doing this and this. And of course he notices this little guy clipped in my pocket. The little cold steel tough light, mini tough light. He notices that and he pulls it out. I had it clipped I was on the way to work, and I always have the knives clipped. So he pulls it out, and I tell him, yeah, I have a couple knives actually that I use them on the job, and I'm also a big fan of knives, like kind of outdoor junkie. And talk back and forth, and he pulls me aside a little more, and he like starts checking my pocket like normally, like he didn't pat me down like regular pat down. Meanwhile my colleague was pat down twice, regularly, like full on pat down. And he just like checking my pockets. I told him I have one. I told him before he even started. I told him I have one more knife in my pocket. I have a multi-tool on my belt. I had that day. I actually had that little new Mora I made because I wanted to show it at work, and so I had this knife. Actually, it looks like little prison shank, but I guess if you saw a couple of the knives before, you know that it's not like fighting knife or something. It actually really looks like a food prep knife. So he saw that, he pulls it out, he looks at it, puts it back in. He actually put it back into my pocket. He didn't even bother like check my multi-tool. I had it like this on my belt upside down. He checked all my pockets. He also looked into my little pouch. He opened it like still being on me on my belt. He opens it. He like looks through it. He actually saw I have another knife there. I have my Victorinox Farmer there. I also have that little razor blade. He probably didn't notice that. You barely can see that. One thing what got his attention was my first aid kit. He asked me like, what is it? What do I have in there? Like, well, I have like first aid kit there, like chopstick and some like regular day-to-day stuff. And I have like big first aid kit in there, and he pulls out the main compartment of the first aid kit, which is this. It clearly looks like, I don't know, like a brick of drugs. But he asked me like, what is it? I told him it's a first aid kit, like it's band-aids and disinfection and stuff like that. He didn't even open it, and I mean, I at that point you clearly see that I'm like one of these guys, like always ready and stuff like that. I don't know how the cops look at it. He looked at my pill case, stuff, and asked me what is in there. Like painkillers, like regular painkillers, Advil, Tylenol, and stuff like that. And clearly you can see there are like 3 different pills, like regular, you see the colors and everything, that those are the regular painkillers, over the counter painkillers. And that was pretty much it. Like he just talked to me after that. They paid much more attention to my colleague since he was a driver. He didn't even check my IDs and stuff like that. Just regular friendly checkup. He was very nice about it. And what was it? There was a big thing about my boss actually has an old baton in his driver doors. So there was like that probably pissed them off even more than my knives. Like they didn't even pay attention to my knives. They just told me like, hey, you know that you can get into the trouble for that, and you know that it's illegal. I mean, I literally told him like, I mean, I know I can get into the trouble for that, but technically these knives I carry, they are not really illegal by law. I mean, it's like a little iffy because yeah, I know, but very nice about it. They were much more concerned about the baton. They told him like, you gotta tell your boss to get rid of it because you can get arrested for that. That was it. It was kind of funny, My heart was racing. I won't lie about it. Definitely my heart was racing about it because I know that all it takes is like catch that one kind of not so friendly cop and you can go to jail for a day. I mean, it's not like a big thing, even if you have to, but it's definitely a lot of headaches if that would happen. So I'm happy that didn't happen, and it was funny, funny experience. What else was there? Oh, they checked my backpack too. I had my backpack on the co-driver seat. I had it between my legs, so another cop actually was checking my backpack, and he was like pulling the sack with the poncho and the space blanket. He was like, I saw him, like he was like looking at it, like what is that? And I noticed that he was like really thinking like what is it, what could be inside, like trying to open it. I told him that's my poncho and like the first aid blanket, the space blanket, and you see that I have like all the different stuff. I actually have the little pad there from GSI and all that stuff. So it was funny. Like I had my 511 TDU pants. I always wear those to work, and funny, like gotta say that I was a little lucky that they were kind of cool about all of that. But fun experience. It was a good thing to go through, and I always had and always will have a big respect. Even if they would arrest me, I do have a big respect from cops because even if you hear those stories once in a while about you always find the one bad one in in the thousands. But even with those stories, always have a big respect. Always like if I were to ever run into any kind of trouble, just do what they tell you, you know. That's their job to, you know, cover their ass with all the shit what's happening now. You know, it's their job, you know. They can do one thing wrong and they can lose their life. So don't be a hero, don't be a douche. Be respectful and stuff like that, you know. Always when I see those, like recently there was a demonstration and stuff like that, and those people go there to cause trouble, and you know, if cops tells you to do something, you do it. If you don't do it and you know, you get tased or you get beaten or something, that's your fault, nobody's else. That's not the cops' fault. You know, that's my opinion, that's how I look at it. So, you know, regardless of what could happen and what happened, always have a big respect for the cops, you know. In the end of the day, those are the guys that keep the streets safe, at least, you know, as much as they can. And I have a lot of cops as a friends myself, and you know, big respect. What else? I was doing that shaving video today. Guys, don't do that. Don't shave your face with your knives. I mean, I only cut myself like a little tiny bit. You probably can't even see it there. But it's like my face is still sore, like from, it's just nasty, it's really not pleasant. It did handle the job pretty well, that little custom, this one. It handled it nice, like it shaved pretty much most of my hair, but my face is still itching. It's really not a pleasant feeling. As I was doing it, I didn't feel it, but after a little bit, it's really horrible. Also, maybe just a little sneak peek I was working on, little backlight small, you know, this knife. I did a little custom job, reprofile it to full high convex, ridiculously sharp, ridiculous geometry, super fine edge, but still strong enough to carve wood with ease, and really sharp. You see that I actually created little, let me put it up there, little like a recurve, because as I was grinding it. And I tried another experiment with the wood. That's again the teak wood, very light. It looks kind of ugly, I mean the overall shape, but it's very comfortable in the hand. I might round off the top a little more, just so it doesn't look so weird. But it's actually very comfortable in the hand, and it's I think it might be a good working knife. Most likely I'll give this one to my father because he likes the wood handles, and I think I did a nice job on this one. Let me see if I can put some light on it. You can see that the tongue on the bottom is exposed, but on the top is hidden, so kind of like a combination. You see it's a little funky, but it works. It's very comfortable in the hand, very comfortable, crazy sharp, and works good. He might find a good use for it, and he's a hunter, so it might be in good use for him. Tell me what you think about that one. Tell me what you think about my story. Crazy, right? Alright guys, take care, stay safe, and remember, don't cut yourself.